Hello beautiful people, Shivani here from solarsunshine.ca. Just a quick little connection here, coming to you from St. Clement's Chapel on the Isle of Harris. So we're traveling around the UK right now in preparation for Monday's eclipse, and going to the sacred sites, reconnecting them through the land songs, through the light codes in the land by singing them, to reconnect the grid of light, or not reconnect, so like reconnect it, but more acknowledge it, amplify it, because what's really been really interesting is everywhere we've gone, wherever I'm standing singing, where it's on the side of a mountain or in a chapel or wherever, the people that are there at the time are really curious and really interested in what is happening, because their hearts feel something. Their hearts feel something when they hear the song of the land being sung. And it's really heartwarming to me to experience that. So I was ruminating on the process that we're going through right now of birthing into 5D, New Earth, this very rapid acceleration, which is only going to get more and more accelerated, especially with the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction coming up on the 20th of April. And as we're talking to people, as we're traveling, there's very clearly a delineation between a bandwidth of frequency that is birthing and a bandwidth of frequency in people that is not. Chances are, if you're watching this video, you are in the bandwidth of frequency that is birthing. And I want to just really articulate in this moment, because whenever there's a change, whenever there's a deep, deep, deep change, there's a fight, right? Freedom has never been given. Freedom's always fought for. And I'm not talking necessarily about violence. Even in yourself, there's a tension that happens whenever something new is coming through. And as we step forward, it can be more visceral in our nervous systems about what we want to get away from. But trying to get away from something only empowers the thing we're trying to get away from. Because when you have your energy directed to get away from that aspect of self, that aspect of personality, that thing that's no longer serving you, that pain or the trauma, or whatever it is, sometimes it's a relationship. Whatever you're trying to move past or move away from, when you put that energy towards moving away from it, you're actually empowering the connection you have with that thing, because that's where your mind is, that's where your energy is going. So when we are so focused on moving away from something, we are actually holding on to that thing tighter, because the ego always wants to be identified. And if it's identified with moving away with something, then the ego identification of that thing is going to be more and more pronounced. So what I feel is so key right now is to dream. And it doesn't have to be a realistic dream, but it's not a dream in tangibility, but I invite you to dream in terms of qualities, not quantities, in terms of frequency, in terms of feeling. And I don't mean emotion, I mean in energetics. How do you feel when you are optimistic? What is your presence like when you are seated in love? What do you need to do to create a reality where those energetics, when those calibrations are the predominant calibration in your reality. So what I'm trying to say here is, more importantly than moving away from the old paradigm, is to turn your face to the new paradigm. And even if we don't know what it looks like yet, we don't need to know what it looks like, because trying to know what it looks like from this place where we are right now is not going to work, because we can only imagine based on where we are right now. But our souls know, our hearts know, and where we're going is already here. Just have to feel it. Just close your eyes and imagine. So, more than what we're fighting against, we need to turn the narrative to what we are fighting for, right? And I don't really like the word fighting, but at the same time, we live in a dualistic reality, right? There is always the two aspects of duality. And I don't mean violent fighting. I mean an acknowledging of the tension it takes to birth. And if you've ever given birth, it's a fight, right? So, what are we moving towards? Not what are we moving away from? What are we moving towards? And more importantly than what it looks like right now is, what does it feels like? What does every interaction you have with every random person, what would that feel like if you were seated in the presence of love? What would that feel like if you were at peace? What would you feel like if you did not have the belief that you were separate from the person you were talking to, as though the right hand is talking to the left hand? What would that sound like? So this is what I want to offer you today. And I'd love to hear, like, comment, subscribe, share. What quality in you are you ready to prioritize moving towards? That is the question of the day. What quality in you are you ready to move towards, to prioritize moving towards? And how are you going to do that? What actions are you going to take? Because that's what creates a reality. So, I love you very much, and I will talk to you again soon.